Good morning, I'm Cody Henriksen. Today we're going to be taking a look at how we can actually use Xcode to do some more cool things using SwiftUI and how we can use the attribute section specifically. They're going to do some modifications that makes our user interface look a lot nicer and cooler than simply just the boring default stuff that's automatically there. So before we do so, we're going to go ahead and get a quick look at how we use the navigation pane to organize our code. Then we'll go ahead and get started and actually work with that. So over here on the left, we have our navigation pane, as you can see where the cursor is. I've organized my code by folders or groups, so I can have it just a little bit more structure to it, so I know where all my pieces that I need to work with are, and I can keep things a little bit more organized, so it works best for me. I can see right here I have my resources folder. In my resources folder, I have my app and scene delegate.swift files, my assets.exe assets, and info.plist. Depending on the version of Xcode you're working with, you will probably need to make sure you adjust your settings for that so it knows to rebuild the file after moving info.plist. But in assets.exe assets, you can see I've got this cute little lovely dinosaur right there that I found off of cute images search on Google. Great little image. We'll take a look at how we can use that here in just a minute. Go ahead and collapse that one. The next one we have right here is our view folder. I'm not going to be using that at all, so I'm just going to collapse out for launch screen.storyboard. As you can see, nothing's inside it. It's empty. We never do anything with it. In my controller folder are my two SwiftUI files. This is where my user interface code resides. As you can see, I've got nav demo view and page 2 view. That was where I was showing how to do the swapping between. That was how I was showing how to swap between screens in my previous video. Take a look at that if you want to see how that works as well. But we're going to take a look at these and so we can actually see how we can do the capabilities of using attributes on our SwiftUI elements to do some modifications for that. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. So we can start right here with our SwiftUI view. And so I've gone through and I've cleaned out what I have inside the app so we can just give a quick little demo as to see what's happening with this. And as you can see right here, I've got just some plain code right here. It doesn't give a lot of information, but I'm going to use some features inside Xcode so we can take a look at this and give a better look as to what's happening with it. So to do so, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to collapse out my navigation pane because I'm not using this at all. So I'm just going to do Command 0 to close that window out. And as you can see, that immediately gives me a full editor screen that I can work with. So we've got our code right here. We're going to bring up the canvas or the preview pane. Now you can access that from up here, going up on the top of the screen, going down to the editor and choosing canvas. Or I most likely use it by using the magic power of the keystroke with Alt, Command, and Enter. And as you can see right here, I've got my lovely screen where it says text, demo, cute dino, and start here, but you can't see anything. The cute dinosaur takes up the entire screen. And so we need to do some changes on this. We actually need to modify what's working on this. And so what we're also going to do is we're going to go over here to the very far right, and we're going to add in our inspector pane. And we'll open that up with Alt Command 0 to open up the inspector pane window. And I'm going to click on my view stack right here so it's highlighted. And you'll notice immediately over here I have that far right. I have a new icon for this. The attributes inspector is a bunch of arrows sliding to the left and right for that. That's where I can modify the attributes for this. And so the attributes inspector is where I'm going to make all these changes happen. So if I can click right here on this individual thing for the text right here for the demo, you can see I've got the demo text right here. And that is just demo. You can't even see it right there because there's so much stuff on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a quick little Command Z to undo. And I'm going to change it so this is like a demonstration of our capabilities over iOS and Swift language programming skills. Wahoo, everyone. And so I go ahead and hit my refresh on this. And we'll hit play to refresh it. And I click on my text and we still can't even see it. It's still hidden right there. So we need to make sure we can make that so it's visible on here. And so I'm going to take that cute dino. And the first thing I'm going to do on this, I'm going to go and make a small change to this and make it dot resizable. And so the first thing on dot resizable means, hey, oh my gosh, look, I can see that right there. Now I've got my cute dinosaur fitting on the screen, and I can even see the text that's there too. So I can have that resizable right there, so it makes it immediately available. I can see that. And then we'll do one more thing with that. We'll go ahead and press Enter on this, and we're going to call dot aspect ratio. And we're going to pass it a content mode of dot fit, because I want this to fit easily. And now look how cute that is. You see that cute little dinosaur fitting right in there. And that's amazing. That's really cute. So that's stuff that I know already. But you can find things out from this and you can find out how to do things with it and make cool changes just by inspecting the actual attributes themselves. So I'm going to click back on the text one again right here so it's highlighted. And so I've got my text right here. You can see it's got the text that belongs to it up here on the top. And then we have the information that goes along with this. Now, black text is great and wonderful, but I want to make this prettier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here, I'm going to go to my color, I'm going to pick purple because I love purple. Purple's great. And so you can see immediately right there that I'm sending a foreground color modification on the text. It adds it to purple, and it makes the change right there immediately for this. So I can see the change from that as well. And on my alignment, I'm sick of everything being center aligned. I'm going to have this one be right aligned because I can. And so now we've got that right aligned, and oh my gosh, that looks so cute. But wait, we can make this even better. We'll do the font on this. Instead of being an inherited font, let's have this be a title font, so it's a little bit bigger. And boom, now we've got this cute big set of text. It's tall. Look how cute my cute little dinosaur fits inside there. It's a wonderful look. And we can see exactly what we're doing inside our code. It's amazing right here. So we've made our app look even better right now. And this is just in the preview pane. It's not even running on the simulator. If I hit run or Command R to run my app, it'll show up like this as well. And this is a great feature for this. But wait, yes, there's more. So what I can do is I can click on that VStack right here. I can select the entire stack as a whole. And if I notice that, say for example on that VStack, that my left and right edges are a little bit too close to the edge, I can just go right up here onto the padding for that stack. And I'll go ahead and put a checkbox on the left and right edges for that, so they're both having some padding. And I immediately get padding all across the left and right edge of that, so I have padding attached to that. And I can specify a specific amount. So let's say 20, give it a little bit more padding, and then I'll squish everything in just a little bit more, and oh my gosh, it's so cute. And as we can see that immediately adds the code that's associated with that bit of attribute modification right here in the code settings for us immediately. And so that's a great thing I can do. And so I can add those I can add those attribute modifications directly here. I can even make bigger changes and stuff to that. And the really powerful feature of this is, you can take a look on my SwiftUI video for that as well, is each of these different attribute modifications build on top of the existing structure, and they keep returning the existing value, so it has the modifications built right in. And so you can use these features to do some amazing cool things and make your app look even better every single time. And it shows up immediately right here. And so you can play with that and add modifiers right here. So if I click on my text right here, so it's highlighted, I can go over and find another modifier that I want to do on this, so I can make it so it looks even cooler. Hey, I want to add a blur to this. So I can just scroll down and click on the blur, and I add blur radius of 3.0. Oh, that's a bit too blurry. It might be a little bit hard. So we'll take that blur radius down to a 1. And there, we've got a soft blur to it. Hey, that's okay. But I can see what that blur radius is on that text right there. It gives a nice little blurry feature on that. This might be good for adding some little sub features or making your app look a little bit hidden when you're trying to show something else. And so you can do some cool features with that. You can even add animations with this. It's a great way to do this. And again, all we have to do in this is use the attributes modification, which is now represented with this cute little set of 3 sliders up here in the top right. It used to be a little down arrow with a line behind it. But that's an easy way to find that, and it's under the the Alt Command 4 using the keystroke window, or just do Alt Command 0 and select that 4th window in that option. And so you can do some really cool modifications of your app, make your app even cooler. I hit Command R to run my app, stop it, rerun it right here. It's going to reload my app right here with that blur feature enabled, and we'll come down here. My app is running, and let's bring that up here. And there's that blurry feature right here inside my app, so I can see what's happening with that. So I can actually have my app in there and have some cool stuff. You can see that blur feature is actually there. I can click on the star, I can go back to it. It's still nice and blurry. I can even add some state to that, make it so that once I've gone back to it, it's no longer blurry. I can learn some really great things. But that's a quick way you can use some attribute modifications, do some cool stuff inside Xcode. And again, all we have to do to make that happen, we go over here, we open our code up inside we open our SwiftUI file up here in the editor. Make sure to open up my preview pane with Alt Command Enter. I then go over to my attributes modification, and I can use the attributes window inside the inspector pane to make those changes right there. Or if I happen to know the code immediately, I can just type it straight up right here on that and have those impacted right away. But the preview feature means I can see immediately what's happening with that. I have a great way to see what's going on inside my code, and I can do some really cool things. I hope you can see this and do some fun things yourself. Thanks again, and have a great day. Cheers.